All right, guys, we got a lot going on, but right now I'm rushing down to go pick up something that I've been waiting for a while, and I'm super excited. And this is really just the week of deliveries. We got a lot of projects going on, and it seems like everything's coming in at once. So stay tuned and see what we're up to. Talk about week of deliveries. I actually stopped by the house real quick and found this in a package. This actually came from one of my subscribers. The guy was so cool. His name is Josh, and he's been manufacturing these. He told me all about them, and he said, hey man, I'm gonna send you this. I don't expect you to plug me or say anything about it. I just wanted to give it to you as a gift for great content. Super nice young guy. And I mean, he even wrote a nice little note, just said, thanks for the great content. He calls it the Jack and Drill. Yeah, kind of funny play on words maybe, Jack and Jill. But it's a solution for all of you old guys who don't like cranking up your trailers. Like I said, Josh was nice enough to send that to me. Didn't expect a shout out, but honestly, I'd feel silly if we didn't give it a test run. Pretty simple. I just take that bolt out, which I really probably should replace at this point. It's pretty worn down. Set the handle on the ground. We'll see if we'll ever use that again. All right, looks like we got a couple different pin options here. I guess for different trailer types, but wow, that's simple. Run that cotter through it next. I ran that through the last possible pin there, so there's the least amount of play as possible. And look at like this workmanship. Looks like he probably does have these machined. And I mean, it's a pretty high quality aluminum. I'm impressed. Pretty self-explanatory. So with a cheap Ryobi drill and the highest torque setting on it, is it gonna work? Oh yeah! Wow. It's not quiet by any means, but that is impressive. Let's bring it back up. Don't need that anymore. I'm just kidding. We'll keep this in the tub of the truck as a backup, just in case, you know, we don't have a drill on us, but we usually have a drill and 2 batteries at all times. We check them every day. There's some pretty strict instructions that he actually sent, even though it is a simple device. Of course, it probably has its limitations. Do not use an impact. Do not use a drill at full throttle. So, Josh, I'm impressed, man. Young guy, doing something good for the industry, trucking, trailer, whatever it is. Good job, man. I really appreciate you sending me that. I hope you other guys that are watching this can respect his ingenuity. That's pretty sweet. We're gonna definitely put this in the truck. This is gonna be added to the arsenal. Hit Josh up if that's something you guys would want, or maybe even just a little stocking stuffer for somebody you know. So thanks again for that, Josh, and we're gonna get on the road. We got a lot to do. Easy. Some of you probably already know what I'm up to. Oh, and I'm excited for it. But this isn't the only metal that's getting delivered to the shop today. We have an incredibly full plate, so we need to be kind of quick today too. If you haven't figured it out already, that metal that I picked up earlier is actually for the dump truck to roll-off conversion. You guys know this is kind of my baby project. I cannot wait to have it, but we are kind of taking our time. We want to do it right. I've had a heck of a time trying to find new hub conversions for this. I found plenty of axles that we could actually swap, so we have that modern day wheel. That way we could actually put some chrome, you know, very large chrome wheels on this and really make this truck pop. But in the meantime, I really just want to be able to drive it. So the game plan is to kind of build it in stages. Function over looks right away. It's not like this thing's going to be dropping off a lot of stuff though, but it would be really cool to use it kind of as like a prototype experiment where I can load flatbeds, shipping containers, dumpsters, standard rail, or Max D, all with one platform. So it's going to be a really fun project, but I'm really more concerned about the looks as well, because I really just want this thing to be a really cleaned up resto mod. It's kind of janky right now, but we're starting to set up a nice little welding corner for projects like this, because obviously we have the space. But that's enough about this for right now. What we need to do is get this equipment out of the way because I'm gonna back that trailer in, get that metal off the trailer, and then we have a nice special delivery coming in outside of just that. Oof, my favorite toy. So if you follow the channel, you know that I have the storage building project going on. This is a pilot project. It is a very small building, but it'll kind of let me know what the market is for this kind of rental. If you follow the channel too, you know that this has kind of been a mess because this is 6 months behind schedule. But I do have confirmation from the truck driver that it is on its way, despite the manufacturing's miscommunication, and we'll get into that later. But if you've seen previous episodes, you know how frustrating that's been for me. Depending how this goes, we will either build more units here and continue to rent out just this type of storage, or we will build a fence around the whole property, and then we'll also allow for trailer storage. It'll probably honestly be a hybrid of both. That is kind of the grand plan. If that happens, I'm also gonna need to kind of clean up my shop because it's always just been my shop. But once I open it up to public, all of a sudden, I don't want it to become everybody's dumping ground. As you can see, mostly everything here is metal that has just been dropped off from people locally. And then of course, tires as well. And then my wood project. So there's a lot going on back here. I will really either fence this in so it's not very visible, or, you know, we'll just kind of clean this up and have a more appropriate space for it. That's something you kind of got to think about. If you're renting out space, you don't really want it to look like a dump zone as well. But I just got a call from the truck driver. He's apparently about 10 minutes out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this backed into the bay, make some room so we can get all of this unloaded and kind of move on to the next thing. So while we're waiting for that, what we're going to do is get Keegan a quick oil change because he's got a full plate today and he knows it. He's even getting a snack in real quick. Yeah, full plate literally in your hand. Trevor drove by, just happened to be in the area. I think he's just excited to see that storage stuff hit the ground out here. Oh, look. IDOT's using my parking lot. What's new? That must be it. We're gonna go ahead and see what this looks like and then kind of decide what sits outside and what maybe we'll put inside the shop. Wow, I want one of those. Weird.
Are you unwrapping your big Christmas present?
This is something like a Christmas present. I don't see any of the actual color that I wanted. Maybe that's all wrapped up though. A lot of Legos. hammy with this piece. I turned a little bit too suddenly, and you know, track skid, that happens. And then it just slid off the side. When it started to slide, the bindings broke and, well, it hit the ground. But luckily, this is all interior stuff. It's got a couple little scratches, but nothing that customers are gonna see. So we're gonna nurse this over here nice and slow now. So this 30-foot piece is the one piece I'm most worried about, because our forks, if we put this in the center, they're just gonna bend it. We put a big piece of wood down here to lift it up from the center, and it still bends too much, in my opinion. Our reinforcements have arrived. That's what I've been needing. Got unloaded, a couple little sketchy moments there, but we got it done. Helps to have a little bit of a backup plan. But we still gotta get work done today. We gotta get Keegan on the road. So I'm gonna whip out this oil change and get him hooked up to the trailer so he can get our dumpsters taken care of for the customers. Keegan and I have done this so many times. We can literally be back on the road within 15 to 20 minutes together. It's kind of nice. Here we go. Get him back out. Back at it. So I have a bit to clean up. Don't want to leave kind of all this stuff out here. We'll get all this stuff in like the cardboard boxes picked up, get those into the shop. And then of course I've got that metal that I had dropped, so we need to get that brought over here as well. All in all, for never having done this before, unloading a truck or really even buying this type of material, I'm kind of happy with how this has gone. It could have gone way worse. Especially since the manufacturing company, again, kind of not with the best communication, told me this wouldn't be here until Friday or Saturday. Luckily, the truck driver called me and told me that it was coming today. So I had a little less than 24 hours to get everything arranged to have this dropped off. Had it been Friday or Saturday, I don't think I would have been able to call the Forklift of Liberty. Thank you guys again for coming in clutch. They've done this before for dumpsters as well, because we're rolling up on a holiday weekend and they would have been closed. I'm confident we could have monkeyed this thing off, but at the end of the day, having been not very prepared for it, we probably would have bent it or tinted it in the middle, and that's kind of the last thing I wanted to do, was to bend this big long piece. So, the largest Lego set that I've ever owned has finally arrived. Despite all the drama that came with it, it's on the ground. We'll worry about it later. Stay tuned, because I can't wait to put it up. While we're here, we might as well get all this off too. These guys didn't sell me anything light, that's for sure. This stuff is heavy. I don't know how Trevor does it, but he always stops by when I'm doing something. So he helped me get this all unloaded so I didn't break my back. And then just for fun, we kind of spaced out some of the metal to see what this would look like. So obviously those are the supports. We'll have the rails down the side, and then that L channel will sit on each side of this. We'll be able to pick up some dumpsters, no problem. I think I need to contact IDOT and just be like, hey, do you guys want to rent a space? Rather than just pulling in every day. Trevor says I'm being too nice, but he's seen this. How often are they out here? Every day. They kind of use it as a spot for lunch, and or sometimes they have a skid sitting out here, and I've had guys ask permission before. Guys that I know that work there, and I respect when they ask. But sometimes I just roll up, and there's just equipment and trailers just scattered throughout the lot. This lot just has a history of being, what, Liberty's playground for truck drivers. Yep, public parking, that's a good way to put it. In the meantime, we need to stay on schedule and get back to running dumpsters. So we're gonna hook up to the backup trailer. We abandoned the flatbed over there. We need to get back to work. While we're doing this, Keegan's getting that one picked up. Dollar General is making crazy progress. Contractor's been really good to me. The guy that actually running this project's pretty cool. You guys have seen in past videos about how much of a pain that kind of has been for me. With the contractor running the show right now, he's been pretty sweet. No complaints there. Communication's been really good. Contact's been really good. They've done business with us. He's been courteous of my space. I don't think he actually has any clue of everything else that's happened in the past, but all of these jobs over here, it's just subcontractor after subcontractor. The guy that's been there the longest so far, he's been pretty cool. We're gonna go ahead and get this to the next stop. Gotta take care of a sod delivery. First time for everything. I've never ran one of those machines before. That was pretty cool. Owner was like, yeah, if you're comfortable doing it, go ahead and get it loaded. I've got something else to do. So, I want one of those now. We just got done doing something a little different, so don't usually do material delivery, but you know, when it's your family, it's a little different. So, we're gonna probably call it here soon. As you might be able to tell, I'm dirty, I'm tired. I'm not tired, I'm zonked, I'm exhausted. But an object in motion stays in motion, and that's definitely true for a business. I know we didn't get to do a lot here today other than unpack a few items, but we've got a lot of irons in the fire. We've got the storage building out there at the shop. We've got the shop itself that we're working on. We've got the shop truck, the dump truck conversion we're working on. If you watched back a couple videos ago, we've got 2 different apartment buildings that we're working on, and fun announcement, my wife and I sold our house within 2 days. You saw how that spontaneously happened as well. So I have a lot going on. 1% better every day, guys. That's what I'm shooting for. But I am trying to do it literally all at once. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the developments. And I hope to see you guys in future content. A lot more still to come that we haven't talked about here yet. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks again, y'all.